Hey, Shitizens! Welcome to the Shit Show. You stepped into the Porcelain Palace. I am your host, Tiff, and this is our host, Dan. And today we're diving in to the shit, per usual.
Yeah, I see Bond's in the background there for you.
Yeah, he's the color
Just
of shit. So.
he's been he's been walking back and forth, just like making like a little circle for the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, and you guys can't hear it, but he's like crying a lot. So I get to enjoy that.
Yeah. Anyway, you have not been sleeping because you have a brand new little friend that's not in the bathroom with
Yes,
you.
little Madonna. So I got Bon Jovi and Madonna. I got the divas.
I guess that's definitely going to be on camera where he is. I think
Yeah.
he's
Well,
yeah for sure now.
we
What's he
get some
going for?
bonbon for our viewers on YouTube.
So anyway. Also, I want to mention, join our Discord. We have one. It is in the links. I feel like we never mention it on the show. There's a few people in there, but we'd like to see more of you, and then we can do fun stuff with people in the Discord.
To be fair,
So
we didn't have the Discord really set up until after we had already recorded like our first 5 episodes. So,
that's not true. It was like three,
okay. But
and
there was some
yeah,
distance there.
yeah.
You
Anyway,
guys all get my post tour voice. So, yay for all of you.
it
But
sounds the same.
it doesn't to me. It sounds like I'm a weird pitch in between where my normal octave is and my like low alto voice. So,
Okay.
sounds a little
I I had
raspier too.
I had something similar today where like I woke up and I ate like one bite of something and it just when like you don't quite chew it enough and you have like the big piece go down your throat and kind of scratch a little bit.
Yeah.
That was like my first thing I did in the morning today. So like I was like,
Oh,
ah fuck. But I don't think you can hear it, but I can feel it. Every
yeah.
word
I
just sucks.
yeah, I can't hear it. So,
So
hopefully our listeners can't either.
yeah, they can't hear any difference at all.
You sound like that one granny from SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think it's like
Chocolate.
it's supposed to be I guess inspired by like like the waitress who smoked for 40 years taking your
Yeah.
order at a diner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. That little more of a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to besides losing your voice, but also not so much losing your voice?
I've just been traveling all over the country. I got to go to Gen Con again this year, which is, as they say, the best 4 days in gaming. So
So you
it,
don't
it
believe
is
them?
pretty it is pretty great
Oh, okay.
actually. I do say that all the time as like a joke at the event though, because everyone's like, "Oh, how are you?" I'm like, "Well, we're at Gen Con, the best 4 days out of the year." But no, it was a lot of crazy stuff happened, but even still, it was still a good a good weekend. Because I actually got there I was in Indiana on Tuesday night. But I didn't get to Indianapolis until Wednesday, and then it was like go 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 from there. Because
Okay.
we were running and doing stuff before the event even started. Because that's just how Jerry and I do. Red Rose works. We work.
Oh. Okay. I can tell the brain power is not that high.
Yeah, I haven't slept. The little girl's been crying like crazy as she's getting adjusted. So I've been sleeping on the floor because it's either I started her in here in the bathroom. So if she had an accident, it wasn't on carpet. Um, so I slept on the bathroom floor, and like there's like I don't know, a me plus a cat size distance just perfectly between where the sink and the tub is. So me and her were huddled up on the ground. And then last night, I was back and forth between the bed and the office floor because I moved her over there after she had, settled a bit.
All right, so you're back sleeping on the floor again.
Yeah. Old habits die hard, Dan.
So yeah, sorry. If you're watching the YouTube and you're like, what the hell is he doing in the background? I had to like readjust a couple things because my picture's been flickering, and we're trying to figure out why, and it doesn't make any sense. So
all of a sudden, all of a sudden,
all of a
Dan
sudden,
goes back in time and is in one of those like
yeah.
crank
Well,
camera, black and white movies.
I will say we did, since we've been telling everyone we're about a month behind, we have jumped up in time now
We
because we had a couple weeks without recording one of these.
have. Mm-hmm.
So now I guess we're just like a week and a half behind, 2 weeks
Yeah,
behind.
I think so.
So maybe one day we'll be like week of, but
We,
hopefully not because that kind of kills our backlog.
yeah, and that's kind of horrifying.
It's like,
That would
oh,
be like a fast turnaround for both of us. But the reason why we recorded so many was because we knew that I was going to be gone pretty much right after we started recording these. So we were like, let's just in case, let's stock
it's,
up.
it's fine. I'll be gone like random weeks during the season where I just can't like get out of work. So
Exactly. We'll swap. We'll have to resave up for
yeah,
when you are gone. But are you gonna head out to Indianapolis at all for your season? You
never.
ever had that thought? No.
No, not the indie.
That's good. That's good. I don't. I love Gen Con. I am not as big of a fan of Indiana or Indianapolis as I am of
Okay,
Gen Con. It's a little
I don't know much
crazy.
about it. Okay,
Okay, there's I can't handle the roads. They drive me crazy. It's the city itself. Every city has one-way streets and bus lanes and whatever, right? That's fine. It's the highways. You can't go less like a quarter of a mile without seeing tires just on the side of the roads. That's how terrible these roads are. It's just constant in and out of construction, and you're like it's like traffic builds up, and then it's like no one on the road, and then suddenly 1,000 cars are right there in front of you, and then they're gone again, and you're like, if I could just go one speed through this
yeah,
state, I would be a lot
that's
happier.
that's a lot like it is. I'd say getting off of or on Long Island around here. Like it's all just piles up on like three separate exits. They're all the same, and then like fine, and then it piles up again.
Yeah.
And then yeah, depending which way you go, like there's multiple ways to go. You hit different pockets of traffic. Some are worse than others.
Yeah, no, I can't. It drives me nuts. I really do appreciate Wisconsin's, you know, highways or freeways, interstates. I don't know. I don't know the difference. I'm gonna be real. It's a thing that you can go 75 miles an hour
So I believe, and this is, I believe I looked this up at some point. Uh, for the, I think for it to be a highway, it had to originally be uh just like a normal road, and then like for I think for the interstates, it definitely was like military strategic like roads that were built. Like they were built in case you needed to move like the army from like one spot to another. So they built like that
Oh,
system. I don't know exactly what the difference is between a freeway and a parkway. I believe they're the same fucking thing.
no idea. A road is a road. The only
But yeah,
difference is the speed I
busyness.
go. Yeah.
Those are all busy ass roads. That's like no.
Yeah. Um, but the kind of craziness that happens in Indianapolis is like, I think just because it's a big city, and it's one of the big cities that like when you're at Gen Con, there's like an additional 100,000 people there at that time. So it makes it infinitely worse because there's so many more people there just for that one event. Um and I think this year they like every year they hit like 70,000 or something. But I heard that they sold like 90 to 100,000 badges this year
That's a
for
lot.
the event. Yeah. And I mean, Gen Cons is huge. It takes over like multiple hotels, an entire convention center, and a football stadium.
Okay, so it
So,
is in Lucas Oil Stadium.
yes, yeah. So that
Okay.
is a part of what Gen Con rents out for its event. It's a lot of fun. Um, I will say the what is it? The Crown Royal. I think that's one of the hotels it takes over. It's a train station
Okay.
that was converted into a hotel. And I sent this to you, Dan, but I had recorded myself in the bathroom there because it had some of the best smelling soap I'd ever had in a bathroom. And I don't know if it was the deliria already setting in for that weekend on the Wednesday night, but I really was like, maybe I should take this. Like, it was a full bottle of soap, like it just there. Like
Yeah,
they
I
bought
hear.
it
It's not like it
from
was a small like bar. You could take those. No one cares.
yeah, but it was like a full like they got
Yeah,
it from Bath and Body Works or something. Like it was a full container that was just out. And I was like, what if I just snagged one of these? It
they would
smells
care.
so
I think they'd care a little
I
bit.
I know. I was a good person. I didn't. I
Well, no,
didn't.
I don't think they
But
care like personally. Like, I don't think it hurts their feelings. I think they would just bill you for it.
how would they know? Yeah, no. I
We had guest. It is gone now. Guest get charged.
no, it wasn't like my bathroom. It
Oh, you
was
should have stolen
like
it.
it, it was the public
Oh,
restroom.
you could have taken that.
And I was like, this is
I mean, it would have
really
been gross
fancy
because like
soap.
you're taking the soap that's for everybody, but
Yeah. But I mean, whatever. It's soap. You're washing it. You know, washing your hands. It's fine. Uh, but it's like
not
really
if there's no
fancy
soap.
soap for it to be a public restroom, in my opinion. Maybe that's just like my like Hickville, Wisconsin background of
Well, you said
like, yeah, like who
it.
would have this nice soap just like sitting in here? I'll have to post the clip on Instagram or something or TikTok so all of
Yeah.
you can see it because it was just a really stupid moment, but I was like, this is memorable for me. It was
Yeah,
this
I know that in
fancy
Wisconsin
soap.
at one point you people just washed with cheese, and then you started using soap very recently. So I mean, a big step
Just
up.
it was actually last year in May that we changed
You
from the
switched over
cheese
from
curd.
cheese to soap.
Yeah. I mean, it's squeaking clean, you know? That's the saying.
So I'm gonna backtrack for a second because I found someone who broke down the difference between all of the different ways.
No.
So a highway is just like a major road that's paved. And most of the time, it's maintained by federal or local governments. It's like a normal main road. That's a highway.
Okay. Okay.
A freeway or expressway, the same thing, is a major road, usually with more than two lanes on each side, and it's free for most passenger cars and light trucks. Sometimes you get a fee for like commercial trucks, but like that's it. Then a parkway is a road that usually has narrower lanes than a freeway or expressway, and may or may not require a toll. So
Oh.
what sets parkways apart from throughways is that parkways are usually nicely decorated and landscaped with very limited access or restricted access for larger vehicles. Now, for a throughway, it's
Oh my
almost
god.
always a toll road, usually for all vehicles, but some only require larger vehicles to pay a toll. And a turnpike is always a toll road. Then
The
there's also
more
there's a causeway as well.
oh
A
god.
causeway is a road that combines roads and bridges to cover an area, usually a large body of water, in some cases rugged or unsafe terrain. And that's it. That's the list.
I just want to
Thank you to
apologize.
thank you to Snuggle Struggler on Reddit.
I want to apologize to all our listeners who had to listen because I didn't have that knowledge at the ready.
There you go.
Thank you, Dan,
Now we're
for
educating
the
people
lesson. Yeah.
with just reading the internet and hoping it's right.
Well, you know what they say about the shit show? You learn something.
Everything you hear here is probably maybe correct. That
Probably,
includes
maybe.
the cheese washing.
Yeah. We should have like a little disclaimer that says everything you hear is possibly true.
That's true. I mean, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, no one knows for sure, not even us.
It
We had
sounded like they knew what they were talking about, so we'll
yeah,
go with it.
we'll go with it. They sounded factual, that's for sure. I trust them. Sure, why not? I forgot everything you said, so
Hey, you know what? It's
I think
recorded,
I think the
so
one thing that I
you
remember
can go
is that
back
you said
and bookmark it.
a highway is a paved road. A high-
It's like it's like a normal main road that's
yeah,
paved usually. Yeah. I mean,
yep.
I would assume at this point
That's
most
what I
main
gotta
roads are
remember.
paved, but
Yeah, jeez. Well, Indiana, fix whatever road you have, 'cause I don't like driving on it. Stop with all the construction. Either finish it or just no more.
no more Indiana.
No more. Sorry, everybody. Indiana's just gone now. No longer exists. Um,
All right, sorry. So you're back to stealing the soap.
yeah, stealing the soap. It was good. Uh, Something else that happened that was crazy is that same night. Was it the same night or the night after? I can't. It all blurs together.
I wasn't there.
We were walking past an underpass, and right
I know what
next to
that
that
is.
hotel. And we were, any big city has homeless people and whatever, you know. Uh, it's sad that obviously they're struggling, but I'm not necessarily scared or anything of them when just walking by. Uh, but there's signs when you know someone's about to rush you.
Okay, I
Um,
wasn't sure for a second that you were talking about literal signs or like figurative. You noticed it's not the thing. Okay, so it's the second one.
and
I was like, there was like you were talking about like I was like, they put signs next to the like under the overpass that are like scary homeless people. Watch out.
scary homeless people. No. And
Oh,
so it was like, we were just there was three of us. It was me, Jerry, and our GM Jason, and we were just going to walk past him or whatever. But then we saw one of them get up and start like making a beeline for us. And we just kept walking for a second, and then he started picking up the pace, and we're like, okay, we're just gonna turn this way and see what happens. And then he started like running, and so we were like, we're gonna get inside real fast. Uh, and so we rush inside the doors, and the security guard's already like standing there, and we were like, oh my god, that I had never been that close to being mugged before, but
I don't know
it
if you were
was
gonna be mugged. You could have been
oh.
murdered.
Or murdered, yeah, sure. But he like was like pacing back and forth outside the doors, like waiting for us to come out. So we went all so how Gen Con works is it's connected by skywalks. So we had to retrace all of our steps to get back out to the other side
Hmm.
of so we added another mile on to our walk that night. So
Fun.
that was a lot of fun. That was crazy. Um the other night after that, I had a fun Uber driver
What was her
who
name?
I wish I
You
could
don't say
tell
the name.
you. Yeah, I was like, I wish I could tell you, but I can't remember. Um, but it was after this creator party that I was at, and uh, it was like 2 in the morning, and you know, whatever. I've Ubered home at late nights before in Milwaukee. Uh, but I was by myself. Jerry and Jason had already gone back to the hotel, which was a ways. Like we stayed near the airport. And so it was like a 20-minute drive from there. And so the driver's picking me up and he's like, oh, are you here for that nerd event, Gen Con or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, that's me, big old nerd. And he goes, oh, well, you're kind of pretty for a nerd. And I was like, thanks. I don't know how to
Yeah,
take that.
the kind of throws off the compliment a
I
little bit.
know. I was like, the kinda was like, huh, I guess thank you. And I just laughed because I don't know what to say to
Yeah.
that. And then he proceeded to tell me his life story, which, you know, fills up the time for 20 minutes.
It does.
So
I want to say no one wants to hear that. If you're an Uber driver, it is not people joining you so you can talk to someone. That's what therapy's for.
that's what
Uh,
therapy.
I've been in those cars before where they're like they don't kind of say I'm kind of pretty, but they do want to tell me everything about their life, and I'm like, I just dude, shut the fuck up and drive. Like I don't care. Like I
I
don't
know.
say it out loud. I'm being polite, but like
Yeah,
no one gives a shit. And
be
also
nice.
the things that you think are okay to say in most of those spots are just not going to be something that I appreciate hearing.
It was fine. Like I told he asked what I did, and I told him I'm an author and game writer and developer. And then he thought I would have a great interest in talking about semi trucks and how he wants to be a semi
Well,
truck
the two
driver.
things like go hand in hand.
It really does. I it was fine. I don't like I'll engage if someone engages me cuz I'm nice, but it was like
You
it
heard it.
went
You heard it here.
from
Tiffany is engaged to an Uber driver
no, no, thank you.
who she doesn't know
You
the
know
name
what's
of.
it's funny you say that because we taught like I asked what he did like outside of just Ubering or if Ubering was his full-time gig or whatever, and he was telling me he was on his break because he tore his ACL or something. And then he went on being like, "Yep." And then once I'm healed up, I'm going to get my license and to be a semi truck driver. And then he was telling me his business plan, which was awesome. He sounds like he's got a good head on his shoulders. And then he was telling me about like everything else in his life, and I was like, "This is a little personal, but I'm glad I have a face that's very trusting and someone can vent to. I'm glad I could be that source of relief for him. Even
Remember when we
though
were talking about
I had
you
no
not
idea.
realizing you're on dates?
My Uber driver became my date for Gen Con.
Nah.
But so as we pulled up to the hotel, he was asking how I get to Gen Con every day. And he's like, "Do you Uber a lot?" And I go, "No." I was like, "We have a car. We just, we're separated tonight, so I had to come back separate." And he goes, "Oh, dang. Well, I was going to offer that I could be your personal Uber for the rest of the week." And I was like, "Thanks, but I'm good." So
I
maybe
will.
maybe he did want to be engaged. I
I
don't
will
know.
say not to knock down your hopes and dreams, but I've had that experience too when I'm like on the road and stuff, and like we get an Uber driver, and the whole thing is like if they if you can like get the customers to just avoid the Uber app, then you can just charge them the same price as Uber, but Uber doesn't get a cut.
Yeah, I would never do
So like
that.
we've done it before like the guy
I
who picks us up
would,
at the airport and like it's a group of guys, so it's a little
yeah,
different. But like a guy picks up at the airport and then like he drives to the hotel and he didn't like nearly kill us because he's not a bad driver, in which case we're okay
yeah,
with it. Uh and then he's like, "Oh, when you guys heading back?" Like that kind of thing. We're like, "Oh, yeah, we're probably heading out like early morning Sunday." He's like, "Oh, here's my phone number and like call this number instead and it'll be a little cheaper."
no,
It's like
would never do that.
we've done
One,
it.
you have
It
to give your number to a stranger.
again
Second
with a
of
group of
all,
guys, it's different.
there's no tracking of that. So like
No,
if all of a sudden my he decided we're taking a detour, I don't have an app that's tracking that
I'm
location.
I'm not saying you should have done it. I'm
No,
saying
I know
it
you're
might
not.
not be for that reason that you thought it was.
No, I didn't take it any particular way, but I did think it was really weird of an offer. Like I didn't you know me. I don't take anything really weird until Jerry or someone puts it in my head that someone means it that way. And I'm like, I don't know though. But I will say, I just think it was a strange thing. But now that you say that you've also been offered that, I'll be less weirded out the next time if it ever happens again.
Wow. Just like because Uber drivers just can't be attracted to me. Jeez.
I was just saying, hey, you're a good looking fella. So,
I
that's
mean, we're
not.
on camera here. Let's not tell lies.
Don't be mean to my friend Dan, okay? I think he's a great guy. And he's got a suave new haircut.
Wow. Apparently, shaving off almost all your hair is suave.
Suave. I mean, I couldn't pull that off. So,
No, this is like this. I used to have hair this short, like when I was younger. Honestly, I like it
mm-hmm.
because my showers are incredibly short. Like all that time like you spend washing your hair, this takes like 30 seconds to get product in and out of, and my
Jeez.
scalp can breathe.
My scalp
It's
can
nice.
breathe.
No, like that's the first thing I noticed. Like I don't notice it over time when my hair gets longer, but then I have like slightly longer hair, and I get this haircut again, and then you feel like the cool air like coming through and like touching your head, and you're like that feels good again.
I will say I get that because when I get layers and like this thickness gets taken down a bit, I'm like, oh my God, my neck, there's not as much weight.
Like I could feel breezes go by.
Yeah. Can feel the wind on the back of my neck on a rare occasion.
hmm
But that was my Gen Con. It was super fun. Obviously, did games and sold books and got to hang out with really cool people, like all my friends. Um, but yeah, it was a really cool event. Uh, if you ever got into TTRPGs, I'd say you should come and we can hang out there. But
Wow, I can't just come and hang out. I have to be into TTRPGs.
yeah, because we're playing games.
I I'm not opposed to. I mean, I've been to places where they have like sections for TTRPGs. Like when I went to what was it called? Was it? It's not Pack. Was it
PAX?
Pack? Yeah, it was PAX East up in
Yeah.
Boston. I went there. They had like a whole. They had the video game section, and then like a third of the place was like cut off for like TTRPG stuff, and then like a tiny little corner of it was like collectibles,
Yeah.
which is separate. That's a different thing.
I think all the PAXs have like a game
Yeah.
section where it's
And to
separated
be
from
fair,
video games.
I think I went to PAX in like 2018, so that's why I can't remember it.
Yeah, that is a long
It's been a
time
while.
ago. It's only 2 years after I graduated high school.
Yeah, when I went up there, the three of us were in the hotel and we were like, oh, like we should go out. We got in like we took a train up. It was like after work on Friday, so we got in. We're like, oh, we should go out, and then remembered that Boston only stays open till 2 a.m. And so you're like, oh, it's like 1 now, so let's just stay in, I guess.
2 a.m. is really late, Dan.
It's not for a major city.
No, that is late, no matter where you are. I, that was my like hard cutoff time at Gen Con was 2 in the morning. I was like, I gotta go home.
Well, no, it's late for something like that, but I'm saying like for places that have like bars and clubs like that stay up, usually like you'll see those places open till especially like in New York City where we were coming from at the time, like
Mm.
we were just like, oh, okay, we're used to things being open till 4 or just like they're open
What?
till 4, but then they stay open later just because
What?
what the fuck's the difference at that point? Yeah,
What is this? That's
it's New York
so
City.
that's so late. 5? 4 or 5
Well,
in
like
the
4.
morning?
4
Who's
is the
staying up
law, and
that
then like
late?
people, man, drunk people.
Wow, I am not a partier. I'm a loser.
Well, like
I
this was like back
cannot
when I
party
was,
that
I
hard.
mean, in all fairness, this was back pre-pandemic and when I was like the 4 a.m. stuff was like when I was like 25 or 6 I stopped
Okay.
doing that. So like
I was
it was a
like,
while ago.
I don't even
But
think
like
21
the
year
city
olds
still
could
goes
party
now.
like that.
Like occasionally I'll have work and we're doing like a game that's on the West Coast
hmm
somewhere and like the starts time's like 10:30 and I get out of work like at 2 and there's people like, you know, getting on trains and stuff or like still out
Yeah.
in the city, out and about.
Yeah. That's insane. Brava to you, because staying out that late at any age, I feel like it's impressive. I do not have that stamina. I'll tell you that. I never.
You just
I
wake up super late, it helps.
yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. I mean, I've stayed up that late binge watching a show or reading, but
I mean,
being
I've
social
done
that
that a
long
lot.
would kill me. I think that's a lot.
I mean, like, as far as staying up late, like I was up till 6 in the morning last night because I just couldn't sleep and there's TV.
Well, yeah.
Like, I
That's
it's not like I
different
was
though.
partying. Yeah.
I feel staying home and staying up late is very different than being out in front of other
Well, yeah.
people doing stuff early. Yeah.
Alcohol helps that though. Like that was all like we would get really fucking drunk and then do that
Well,
and then like end up at like a 24-hour diner at like 3 or 4 in the morning
yeah.
and then you're
I've
coming
always
back and you're
wanted
like,
to
oh, the sun's
go.
coming up.
I mean, I've gone to like a Denny's at like early
Different.
morning,
That's
but
gross.
I when it's
No,
your
I'm just
only
saying
option.
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming Denny's for being gross because they didn't have to be.
um
They chose
but
this life.
I've always wanted to go to like an old school 24-hour diner before. I don't know if I'll ever get that chance, but
The one that used
like
to be
in the
near
early
me,
shift, you know?
we used to have one in my town. And then fairly recently they changed to like or they're only open till like I think it's like 1 a.m. on the weekends now, which is
Mm,
crazy because it used to be 24 hours, now it's 1 a.m. Like it's a big shift.
that is a big shift. Because they probably stopped taking orders like a half hour before close.
I mean they used to just be open all the time and then I
Mm,
think they realized like after the pandemic that like businesses don't need like they don't get as much traffic late at night anymore. People aren't
yeah,
drinking the same way. People aren't going out the same way.
yeah. Well, it makes sense. There's a ripple effect to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. That's just the
Yep.
way it is. I can't drink the same way. I
I've
don't.
never been able to drink that way.
I, I, yeah. So,
I, yeah.
I
I'm
mean, I used
still,
to have like drinking parts. Like, I would be like, because on the podcast I used to be on, we would have some like drinking challenges and stuff. And then when I
oh,
would
right.
stream, I'd have like take a shot as like an option. I've just taken all that stuff down
Yeah,
at
you
this
had the
point.
power hour.
Yeah, we would do power hours fairly normal, like
Hmm.
maybe every 8 months or so for different reasons.
Yeah, there's always a different, like, either it was a
It's like, oh,
celebration
St.
or,
Patrick's Day or
yeah.
anniversary or
Hmm.
holidays or something.
Yeah, there's always like a specific reason for it, but it was,
Yeah.
I felt like they were pretty frequent. And you guys would get, I think Alex was always like the first one to get drunk out of all of you on
He
those.
likes to tell people he's allergic to alcohol, which is dumb because everyone's allergic to alcohol. It's a poison. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but he used to say that all the time, and then he would like he'd say you get like a stuffy nose from it. It's just like, okay, I can't fight you on this, sure. But
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah, Tom would get pretty drunk too pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But like I have like at the time especially I had a crazy tolerance from
Yeah.
college, like left over.
Yeah. I was
I
gonna
actually
say I don't
remember this is
think you really ever got drunk on those. Unless it went on
this
for
sometimes I did, but yeah, definitely not in the beginning.
yeah.
Well, I remember this is way back, like so I feel like I have to preface this, but like a lot of people will understand because there's people of varying ages who are gonna hear this. But so when I went to college, I hadn't like I drank like towards the back end of high school, but that's it. And then like binge drinking was like a thing that everyone did. It was just like that's how you got drunk then. So I was probably like going out and having like 20, they were all light beers, but like 20 beers in a night, like over the course of like 5 hours. Because
Oh my god.
we're just playing drinking, we're pre-gaming first of all, so we're getting like drinks down beforehand, and then going out and trying to get our money's worth at like $5 entry parties and just
Yeah.
trying
I
to like,
mean,
okay, how many can I
that's
drink?
what Hollywood, like old, like not old, but 90s movies, what it made going out seem like. Like, dude, where's my
It was
car?
pretty
You know,
well, yeah, it was pretty realistic, honestly. Like that's
yeah.
how people were drinking at the time. And
So it makes sense
it's
that it mirrored the reality of it.
when I was in college, it was a few years before it started shifting.
Mm.
But like I remember my freshman year, my mom and sister were visiting me. And we're at a diner, actually weirdly enough, called the Hollywood Diner. But because you said Hollywood. But I remember my mom asking like because I mentioned like oh yeah we drink or whatever, and then she was like oh how much do you drink? And I in my head I did the thing where you're like I have to make this number smaller than it is so it doesn't sound crazy, and so I was like eight,
That's still so
and then
many.
and then yeah she and I got the look of like sh of shock, and I was like oh I said a number too high.
That was not small enough.
So yeah no I used to be able to drink a lot. I honestly weirdly enough lost weight in college despite all the drinking. Um.
Walking, maybe.
It
Like
it
you're
was all
walking
walking.
more.
We had a very hilly town the college was in, and the campus was on a giant hill. So you
Yeah.
would really be like getting some calories cut just walking up and down the thing. And then also like when we'd go out on the weekends, I'd be like on Fridays, my schedule when once we were a little older, I would not eat lunch, but at 3 p.m. we'd go over to the bar across the street where they had 10-cent wings, and I'd
Oh,
get
sure.
10 wings. And that was my food until maybe late night food. And then I would just be out drinking, walking around, maybe even drunk enough dancing. Like,
Wow. I'd
and
want to
so
see a dancing Dan
I would say there's probably video that used to exist. I don't know if it does anymore on like
video
Facebook and
evidence.
shit, but like there's definitely pictures
Yeah.
from back in the day. But
You
anyway,
don't dance at
like
weddings anymore?
I don't dance at all anymore. it,
That's
it
my
it's
dancing.
it's I feel like every wedding I've been to recently has been the same combination of things, which is like we need to have the music, like the oldies music for like the
Oh,
older people, which is funny because the older people are getting younger. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not as from the same era as they were like 10, 15 years ago. They're
right.
newer old people. So like their music shouldn't be the same music, but they play that for them anyway. And then you go on to like the modern DJ shit a lot of the
hmm
times, and it's like
I like
I'm in the
the
middle of both, I guess.
2000s when people at weddings play like the late 90s, early 2000s music. I'm like, this is the dancing music, okay?
Yeah, that was like the weddings I was going to like 10 years ago. And now I'm
This
going
is
to like
what
the
we should
younger
dance to.
weddings. Yeah. Now I'm going to like younger people weddings, and it's like, okay, it's a different environment. That's fine, and I'm older. So
Dude, they've reimagined some like classic dancing. Like the
we had
wobble. It's
yeah,
so
we had
it's so
boring
different
ass
now.
dancing in my day. Our dancing was stupid uh when I was
Well,
younger. I feel
I
like
think it's
our
fine.
big thing, well like in my era it was basically like it was like Jersey Shore era dancing where like literally all it was like putting your fucking
Grinding.
hand in the air and
No.
grinding occasionally. Like those are the two options. That was dancing.
Yeah, that crossed over into my era as well. Um,
Yeah.
for the younger at like school dances. But
That's
like
funny.
yeah, but like we had the Soldier Boy, where
I
it's like,
remember that.
ooh, you know.
I remember when it first like came out and people were like learning the dance and it was like funny. I never was one of those people who learned it. I was just my buddy was good at all those, so we'd laugh and he would do it, but
Yeah.
he
I
enjoyed
liked
it.
learning them because they were fun. But the wobble was like easy. You just go wobble, wobble, baby, right? And then, but now it's like, it's insane. There's so many movements, and they're like, and I'm like, what are you doing? Chill. You're not just wobbling, you're hobbling,
There's
and you're
it's like
going all over the
interpret
place.
I think it's more a combination of like interpretive dance
No,
at this
it's
point, along with
no,
choreography.
no. It is. They all do the same move. It
Well,
is
that's what I'm
not
saying. It's a combination of.
interpretive.
I'm saying
It is
it's a
choreographed.
combination. Well, yeah, it's like a combination though, because it starts off one person does it. Like we have to learn that exact series of moves you did, and some of it makes sense and some of it doesn't. Like in like, I know like with the TikTok dances and stuff, they'll pick
Yeah.
like a song and like, oh, I remember this song, and then they're doing some dance to it. I'm like, who came up with this nonsense?
you
It
know,
just doesn't make sense. Like
there's
the
well the
moves just don't make
trendy
sense.
dance. It's not that I don't like. Okay, the
I
new
mean, go for
wobble.
it. If you're having fun, go for it. Who
Yeah,
cares? But
everyone's enjoying themselves. That's great. But as like one of the few people doing the old wobble, you look so stupid now compared to they make me look dumb.
you got to
And
get with the
that's my
times.
problem with it cuz
You got to
they're
get with the
like
times.
doing this like way more complicated dance and I'm just like
Yeah.
moving my shoulders and my arms like they're made out of jelly, you know? And I'm like, they look so much better doing it. I think like I think it's like a version of like the country line dancing thing. Like I think they took
Maybe.
like that song and they kind of did the
I,
country dancing thing to it and made it look really cool, but
it's
I
a
can't move
combination of
that
things. It's
fast anymore.
a lot of these dances were just designed for I can do it into my phone and record it. And
Yeah.
like, you can't be moving too much side to side. Otherwise you're gonna get out of frame like I'm doing right now. So like
Yeah.
it has to be like little motions in a
I don't know.
tall rectangle.
I will say this. If this TikTok existed around when like young Tiffany was around,
Oh,
oh, she would 100% be doing all these TikTok dances. I love watching them. I am not a participator. I'm like I wish I could still move like that. I think I could if I tried. I don't have the energy or the time to
I
dedicate
think I have
towards
like a
that.
memory.
But
I can't. So I'm pretty sure it was you, but it might not have been you. I have like a memory of I feel like trying to do one of them years ago
me,
and then giving up. Yeah.
I'll
Not like
probably.
you didn't like put a TikTok up. I think we were talking about it. And you're like, I'm trying to learn this stupid fucking dance.
I think yeah, I bet you that did, and I think that that's probably why I decided I won't. Like no matter how easy it looks, I'm like no, no. I did like the Charlie XCX the
Oh, the
drive
Apple
me
one?
straight to my core. Yeah,
Yeah.
that because that one was easy and I could do it sitting down.
You're
Well,
not
okay. I
supposed to
want to
dance sitting
preference
down.
this. When I do these conventions, I don't sit really like ever. Unless I'm at a panel, right? Otherwise I'm like running around walking miles a day just
Hmm.
to do the thing, and that's not including like my standing time and like whatever I'm doing there. So, when I'm home, which, I all I do is sit cuz I'm doing this click click clack 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 with my keyboard,
It
and
would
that's
work better
hard
if
to
you typed.
do. That's hard to do while walking. My brain, we've talked about this and my inability to do multiple physical things at the same time. It doesn't my brain doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I cannot think correctly while also doing physical activity. It does not work well. Um, I don't know, I just become less focused when I'm walking because I've tried the whole treadmill while typing thing, and it takes me like an extra minute to do any of my one tasks because I'm just not focused. I think it's because when I'm normally working out or on a treadmill, I'm just thinking. I'm not doing things. I'm like writing in my head or like daydreaming my next outline or something.
Okay. I mean, sure, you can do that. It's not like I'm gonna say like, no, that's wrong. You're doing it wrong.
I mean, I think I am doing something wrong. I don't think my brain should work like that.
You
But
don't get to
here we
choose.
are.
You don't
Um,
get to choose that part.
Speaking of how brains work, we have some
Brains for everybody.
guests
Oh,
coming. We have some guests coming up, and we need to brainstorm what the heck we're going to want to do.
that's true. Yeah, we actually thought we were going to have a guest today. I'm not shouting out any
Yes.
names, but then people have to reschedule. That's fine.
Yeah.
But next week we are also expecting a guest, and so
Hmm.
now that I'm saying it, we have to find somebody. If they end up canceling.
Well, we'll pull because Jerry wants to come on, so we'll
Yeah,
pull her in if like they
at
don't
some
show
point she'll
up.
be on for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll probably be fine for next week. But anyway, yeah, I want to come up with some weird, like, fun ideas that we can do to make things like special for the guests, I guess, as opposed to just being a third head
Yeah. I wish
in the
this was
third
coming
bathroom.
out slightly sooner, because then we could ask all of our listeners what they want us to do, like some ideas from all of you guys.
That's
You
true.
still can.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, we're gonna have hopefully more than one guest. So like,
yeah, well, I hope so with the list we've accumulated at this point. There's quite a few
I was
names
not
on
aware of
there.
this list, but like you
It's a
have a
very
list, so
long
that's what's
list.
important.
I need to
You
I
have
need to
not
start
shared the
actually
list,
like
but yeah.
scheduling these out now versus like a few weeks in advance.
But yeah, no, I mean, like I know that our next expected guest did send in at one point a piece of mail that they wanted us to answer.
Oh yeah, we should answer that now, shouldn't we?
We probably should answer that before they come on.
Yeah.
We won't say their name yet. We'll credit them when they are actually on the show. Let's do that.
Yeah. So
But they sent it, yeah.
we
All
got
right.
a text message uh that we have linked here. And so the question was about toilet paper and if we prefer it over or under on a roll.
I'll let you go with the wrong take first.
It is not the wrong take. I do it under, but
Wrong.
my logic is sound, okay? I have cats. And when it's the other way, all you have to do is whoosh and it goes all the way down. When it's under, it doesn't matter how many times they do this. It just
Okay.
keeps going
So
around in a circle.
if there were no cats involved in the equation, what would
I
you do?
don't know because there's always been a cat and there probably always will be a cat. So, at least one at all times. I love cats. So,
Under, you end up wasting more toilet paper because it doesn't tear quite as easily as over. Over, you kind of put pressure on the next piece, pull it off. Under, you kind of have to go and just like either touch the other pieces that haven't been used yet, like five in advance, or you're just like kind of weirdly, it never ends up being the right amount. I've had both here. I usually end up like when I put it on, it's over. When my sister puts it on, she likes under for some reason. I don't
okay,
know why.
all you listeners can't see my face right now when Dan was explaining how it's harder to. What are you talking about? Either way, you have to hold down the toilet paper roll to rip it off.
Not
So it's
necessarily.
the same thing either way. You to otherwise if I go like this, if it's up, it's just going to come with me. If I do
I don't
this
know.
when it's under, it's going to just come with me. I have to put pressure on it to rip the
Mm.
thing. But I will say the tearing of the seam does not change for upper or under for me. But maybe I have this unknown skill.
I wonder if someone's
I've
done
been
like a study
taking
on over versus under.
well, so like people have said they've seen the blueprint of toilet paper and it's
And it was
shown as
over.
over,
Yeah.
but I'm like, obviously, I don't think it matters at the end of the day. For me, it matters only because I have a cat. I'm not that strong of an, like, I don't have that strong of an opinion outside of that. So,
I will say I Googled the following. What do most people do over or under? Right? I didn't put toilet paper, so that's on me. Um, so what I got was uh a two-part response. The first one was toilet paper, by the way. It comes up with toilet paper first. So it's the over versus under toilet paper, but the second thing was sports betting. And I was like, why
okay.
did that? I was like, and then I realized what happened. I was like, that's on me.
I thought it was something else. So,
No,
good
there was
for
no
Google for staying clean.
there were no uh porn related things that came up or sex related things. It was just the two, which is interesting. But it seems like I'm seeing like 70% or so do over
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. I think it's just
on the sports betting, of course. Not.
sports. I think it's normal. Like I don't know. I don't think it really matters unless like it like for me a cat. There's that you know, or a
I will say
toddler. I could see people with kids doing under because same concept.
I'll say where I work though, they have the the metal shell over
Hmm.
it, right? And it has a thing to tear it if you have the over. The under just flails onto the floor. Like it has like a
Oh,
tearing little
sure.
metal hangover piece.
Well, for there, then yeah, it has like a
Yeah.
specific way you have
But
to do it because
but
that's how it's made.
certain, I guess certain people on the janitorial staff still do under occasionally, and that bothers me at that point. 'Cause I'm like, there's a tear thing on the top. Like it's meant for over.
I think they're just stuffing these things. I don't think it's a preference. I think they're just going.
I
I
mean, it
don't
takes
think they're
half a
paying
second to think about
attention.
it. I think they're paying a little more attention than you think. I'm not going to sit here and say that
You
people who
think
do
it's
custodial work
personal.
can't think like you. You think they can't think, and that's just wrong.
I'm not saying
I'm
they can't.
I'm pro
Way to
custodial
put
staffs.
words in my mouth, Dan. I said I don't think they're thinking about it. I didn't say they don't think.
I just heard you say it.
Oh my god. If I was near you right now, you'd have a bonbon print on your face.
I haven't seen him in a while. I guess you found a spot to settle in on.
Yeah, he's sitting right there.
Gotcha. Yeah, because he was walking back and forth earlier and checking the the cabinet and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course, because as soon as you hit record, he was like, "It's my time to shine.
Well, he
It's
heard
my
you
show."
got quiet for a second. He was like, "Oh, time for attention."
Yeah. Oh, Bonbon. He is so cute, even when he yells all the time. I again, this mic, it is cat proof, which is pretty
I
awesome.
I do remember like this. I mean, it's fairly recent that you were able to get like a USB mic like these because these are
Mm-hmm.
just USB mics. These aren't like fancy like studio
No.
mics or anything.
Mm-mm.
They're not like crappy like shitty karaoke microphones either. But
Yeah.
uh like when I started doing podcasts and stuff, like you had to be very careful if you had like any noise at all in the room. Otherwise, it got on the mic would pick it up, and they're better with the directional
Yeah.
mics now.
Yeah. The
That's all.
technology has improved.
But we've
That
talked
is for
about that
sure.
before. We don't have to uh praise them anymore.
Anyway, to brainstorming.
Yes. So one thing I brought up to you already was like since they will be in essentially the guest stall,
Yes.
aka guest bathroom, whatever you want to
Mm-hmm,
call it.
mm-hmm,
What do
mm-hmm.
you like better, guest stall, guest bathroom?
Well, if we do
We're gonna
stall
call it,
talk,
yeah, but just because we call
so it would
something
make
something it doesn't
sense
mean
if guest stall would be the
it would, but like
terminology.
just because we make up some shit doesn't have to mean it makes sense. We can just make
Well,
up
it
whatever we
does
want.
make sense if we do it that way. So,
I know, but like we can do whatever.
win-win.
All right, so from the space shuttle bathroom. No, but
That's what
yeah,
it kind of feels like online.
my idea was they come up with something they want to leave in there, like for the next people that will be
Yes.
in the bathroom. And there's not like a physical thing. Like I'm not gonna
Yet.
make people mail all of these items to the next person. Although now I kind of want to because it's funny.
That
But
it would actually be hilarious. We have to
I don't think
send all
anyone would
these
agree to
items.
that. I don't think anyone would agree to this because it would be so expensive after a while. Like, okay, you pick an item and you leave it there, but you mail it to the next guest, and then they have those two items now, and
And
they
then
mail
they have
those to
to
the next
think
guest.
about the cost to
And then
mail
like,
this package at
and,
some
and like,
point.
let's say we're lucky enough to get like 50 guests down the road, and there's like I rented out a pod. Uh,
Rented out a pod.
we had to
To
ship it.
ship cross
It costs a
country.
few $100s. But no, like a figurative room with items that they've chosen we can keep track of, but don't actually
Yes.
physically exist.
Yeah, I think for an anniversary of some point of if it's like our 50th or 100th guest or something, maybe we bring it to life, you know. But uh
We're way off. We
that's
haven't done one yet, so we gotta start.
yeah. Well, it's a good thing, you know. Hopefully by then we're monetized and making some
Hopefully,
money uh through like donations or something.
hopefully at that point, big useless crap will help us out and buy all the useless crap for us.
Yeah. Cause yeah, that would probably be expensive to buy 50 items or some or 100 even to fill a bathroom with
And at some point, they're gonna start getting I assume they're gonna be dumb items at some point, or at
yeah.
least some of them will,
Yeah.
because you'll run
Well
out of like the classics really quick.
Yeah, like the toothbrush or something. I mean,
Yeah,
if I was a guest, I'd definitely pick something really weird. I'd be
I would.
like,
I'm
I
hoping
want
they
a
do.
picture of dogs in a bathtub playing poker.
I think at that point they would just play some other game like Canasta.
Mahjong, you know?
Yeah, just some other game in a tub. Some tub related game. Maybe Battleship. You can play Battleship in that
Battleship.
tup. That's fun.
Yeah, I would definitely say something weird like that. Like it would have to be custom made.
At that
Like
point, like we'd have to actually have that made because that sounds fun.
right.
One way or the other, we can commission that for like $5. The Fiverr community is gonna love us.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? So I feel like it's gonna get really expensive if we do ever try to bring that to life.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless we hire a digital artist to like create the bathroom and then
Hear
that's
me
the
out.
background.
Intern. They're like free labor.
Intern.
I mean, like here's the thing. As long as you provide some sort of like life experience and also teach them
No.
things, it wouldn't be an abuse of power thing. It would be like, okay, they've now had experience on a podcast and learned some of the processes behind it.
We are in
But
full
as far
disagreement of that.
as far as just getting some random stranger and tricking them to make random art for us,
You know
no,
what?
that's not the same thing.
Yeah, I think this is an episode. We're gonna go find an intern on the street.
Well, you don't
do
go to
you
the
do
streets
you
to find an intern.
do you want an intern for the shit
No,
show?
this is not how you get an intern. Apparently that's how you get a caddy in like Happy Gilmore. But like
Yeah,
that's not that is not that's not how it
dude,
works otherwise.
that is how the shit show would find its intern. It would go on the street and be like, "Do you want an unpaid internship for a day?"
Okay, but here's the thing. It doesn't help us if they have no skills that help us.
Hey, that's the shit show.
Okay, so if you want to pick up strangers and just like tell them to do a
It
task
goes
that
to
they don't
shit. That's
understand,
kind of our thing, right?
I don't think so. I think that's what you like to say, but I'd like it not to be completely shitty.
No, I love our concept of it's a shit show in quotation marks because we really just talk shit. Like it's
But yeah,
not 100% choreographed or like planned out or anything like that.
no, and
We'll
the
be
more
like, this is what maybe we'll talk about this today, and
well, yeah,
kind
because
of
like
goes from there.
I can structurally plan it out. Like I
Hmm.
can do that. It's just it doesn't flow as well.
Yeah.
And so like I stopped. Like for the first four or so episodes, I was like writing out like a detailed like plan, like okay, 20 minutes of this, 20 minutes of this or whatever, and like this is exactly what we're gonna do. And then it's like we do them, and then I'm editing it, and I'm like this is kind of weird and stagnant in some spots because we're just waiting for the time to end, or it's been time, and we're like, do we move on yet?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like our words were planned. It was just like,
No,
here's the
but like
segment.
structure,
These are the
yeah.
type of topics that fall under a segment.
But we have an
Um,
idea of what we want to talk about. And that's it. That's all you need.
we're just ramblers. We
A
just
little bit,
talk.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my best work is just rambling. I can't plan things. If I scripted something, it would sound so stupid.
I suck at reading scripts. I I can't I need to actually like rehearse it and practice it several times before I can actually memorize it. But I'm also not an actor, so it's not a
Fair
skill
enough.
set I have.
Yeah, I'm trying not to as much. I've realized I've been umming a lot or like
I do that
saying like a lot like that. Uh and I'm trying not to do ums or likes as much because I had got that out of my system a while ago and then like the few years off from podcasting, I lost that skill. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to just say the words I want to say without the little filler nonsense.
I watched Diary of a CEO, like that show, that podcast, and there was this person that was on there and they were talking about the review method. I think it was Diary of a CEO that I watched that. But it was saying that when you're trying to get better at public speaking, there's three things you need to do. The first one is to listen to it without seeing it. So record yourself for 5, 10, 15 minutes just on whatever topic you want to talk about, then, you know, let walk away from it and then come back like the next day and you hit play and you turn your phone upside down and you just listen. Not to necessarily the topic, but to how you say something. You know, what are those filler words that you lean on? Where did you take awkward pauses or breaks? And then after that, you actually watch it with no without listening. You just look at yourself and see how you talk, how you express, using your hands, your face, whatever. And then you read the transcription so that way you're seeing it in like text formation as well and see
Okay.
how well you translate to paper. That's the reviewing method. So
Okay.
I
I remember
haven't done it.
taking I took public speaking in college and I hated it. I'm not good at it. I
Neither
definitely
am
have
I, but
stage
I do it a
I
lot.
definitely have stage fright. Like I feel people looking at me when I'm talking and it's over. Like all the thoughts are gone.
All thoughts are gone.
Like
I understand
I
that.
can't make eye contact with an audience. Like this is fine because I can just pretend I'm talking to you or my screen.
Yeah.
But like if I was sitting somewhere and there was an actual camera on me and I'm like, oh, everyone's just looking at me right now. All of a sudden my mind just kind of goes blank and I'm like, uh, I hate it.
You're like
I don't know why.
Chandler in Friends when he's about to take a picture.
Shenandler
It's like
Bong.
the most awkward face you can imagine. No, I feel you there. I don't like public speaking either. Typically, I'm very nervous when I do it, but because I travel all over the country and I have to do panels and run workshops, I've been getting better than I was like 2 years ago, where my hand would
Yeah.
literally be like shaking,
I
like
mean,
trembling,
at
because I
some
was so
point
scared.
you just get used to it,
Yeah,
I assume. Like you're just like, okay, I have enough reps where like this is just natural at this point to
yeah.
me.
I mean, I will say my sleep and how I don't know, exhausted I am definitely
Well,
impacts
yeah,
my speech and also how I perform. So I feel bad for a lot of people in my last like convention I was at because I felt like I couldn't speak well because I was just so exhausted from doing 7 shows in a row on like 1 or 2 days being home and then I was back on the road.
fair.
Yeah. And I don't sleep
I
well in hotels.
no, I don't think I mean, I'm sure some people
And
do.
also networking happens at night, so it's not like I'm just going back to my room to sleep. Typically, I'm up till 1 in the morning anyway,
I feel
most
like
nights.
most hotels I don't sleep well. Occasionally there's one that has like the right pillow depth and shit. Like everything has to be like not like it is necessarily here, but like
Yeah,
there's some most hotels are just like it's not quite right. It's like a Goldilocks thing
yeah,
where you're like it's like some about it's just like off. Like there's got to be, but I've never
yeah,
slept that well in hotels. Although like when I do, it's an amazing feeling. Like oh I don't have work tomorrow and I can wake up in this hotel and like just whenever and it's just like you wake up and you're like actually refreshed and it's like wow
yeah.
that's what
I
that feels like.
I always bring a blanket with me because of the fact that I get too cold when I'm in hotel rooms. Anyway, we went so far off topic.
I don't even know what we're
We're
talking about
supposed to
anymore.
be
I think we're talking
brainstorming
about
brains.
freeways.
This
Anyway, any
just
other
goes to
ideas?
show just how off script. This is
That's
why
fine.
we joke it's the shit show.
Just let it go.
We let it go. So brainstorming. So that's something we could do. I think it could get pretty expensive. Uh,
Well, we don't have to actually buy the things again.
but I'm
That's the
saying,
thing you just
what's
throw it
the
in.
point if we don't get a physical representation of it? You know what I mean?
Well, just saying. With the method I'm using right now, this green screen behind me, I can Photoshop shit in.
I I would love to see the skill of this.
It
Because
wouldn't
you
be
have
that
to
hard.
make the thing. What if they decide they want a golden statue of them
Why do you
shitting
think
on a
that's what they're gonna
toilet?
choose? Why do you think
Okay?
that's what? That's what they're choosing to leave in a guest
Yes.
bathroom for the next
Yes.
person? That's
Yes.
terrible.
I, again, I'm coming up with it, so it's something I would probably say, okay?
I
If
think you're only
someone
coming up with
asked me
crazy
these
shit on
questions.
purpose.
What?
I think you're only coming up with crazy shit on purpose right now.
No, I'm not. I would want something unique. I'm not going to say toothbrush. I'm not going to say hair. That's dumb. That's so dumb. I want something crazy in there. That would be me. That would be my contribution. And so, what if they say that? Then we have to hire an artist to make this thing because we are not artistic people when it comes to the drawing.
I mean, speak for
I'm
yourself.
technically an artist because writing is an art, but I don't. I say I'm a writer because artist
I'm pretty
feels
sure that
generous.
I can at least sketch up something that looks relatively close.
It's all just hand doodled by both of us.
No,
Like we take
not even
turns.
hand doodle. It's gonna be like shitty MS Paint.
That's amazing. I like that.
Or I'll just like search online for the item, just like try to find something close enough, and then like do a little tiny edit on it.
Or we could say, well, no, because it would be part of the background. But we want their background to be their bathrooms.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work.
Well, they'd have to send us a picture of their bathroom, and then I could Photoshop
First,
it in.
and then you do it.
Yeah. I could have
Okay.
all the items already cut out, and then I just every new bathroom I'd have to just shove all the shit behind them.
I love that. Okay, we could do it like that. I like it that way.
But if they do say something like that's in a bathroom, then I don't have to go crazy. If they're like, I don't know, pink toilet paper, like, all right, we can find that online.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people are going to come up with weird things. That's my
We'll see.
prediction.
All right.
I don't
That's a
think
definite possibility,
I
but
don't think someone's going to say like a toothbrush. I don't think they're
I
going to
don't
think of
think
it like a guest bathroom. I think they're going to think what's some weird thing I could put behind someone's head.
I think the idea though is it's supposed to be something that belongs at least somewhat in a bathroom. Whether it's
Who's to say
I'm not
a
I'm just
statue
saying
of someone shitting is not that sounds like decor for a
I'm not saying
bathroom.
that does belong in a bathroom. It's someone
Right.
shitting. So there's a limited amount of things, I think, at that point.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm
I think the
excited. I'm
I think the other
excited for
idea
people
was
to use their creativity.
yeah, did we I was trying to think what we wanted to do as far as like a activity or game or something. Like
Well,
the
we
Mad
could,
Libs could be fun, but like that's
yeah,
probably just something stupid like that.
yeah. I was like, Mad Libs is easy because
Or we could just
anyone
do
could
the
do those.
yeah.
But we could do something specific. I know I had mentioned it was sink or swim, which is like a fast paced question game.
Oh yeah, I was
But
telling you
you
like
said you
rapid fire
didn't like that
questions
idea.
they never work the way you're hoping they'll work unless
It's
you
just
have a
yes or
literal
no.
game show. But here's the thing, you have like a game show format, it works because your money
Yeah.
attached to it. Otherwise, what ends up happening is it's either really boring for the people watching or listening, if it's just yes or no with no extra,
Mm,
or it's not rapid fire questions anymore and it's just regular questions. And you're like, this isn't the
yeah.
segment anymore. This is just a thing that's happening, which
Well,
is
we could
fine,
do like
but it
it
doesn't
more
have to
like
be
a
a
would
segment.
you rather. We
Could do
could
a
do
would you rather
maybe
thing.
more of that. Like make it
I don't have like a bunch of those on me, but like,
like would you rather's. I could come
yeah.
up with some questions.
Would you rather come up with some questions or just find some online?
I'll come up with them and because I want to make them weirdly like bathroom
Sexual.
intimate.
Oh.
Sexual. I mean, you know my brain. That probably if it wasn't the shit show probably. Like I wasn't trying to stay on theme, I probably would. The Porcelain Palace deems a theme of bathroom related things.
Now I'm confused. Now I'm not
Why?
even sure what we're doing.
I
I don't know what
don't
that was.
either. No one does, Dan. That was the ominous voice.
Oh,
that
okay.
belongs to our ruler.
Are they in the walls?
Yeah, at all
That's weird.
times. It's
Very weird.
porcelain, it reverberates. I don't know. I don't know. This is, I haven't slept.
Yeah, I
So
know. That's why I thought it'd be fun to brainstorm ideas because you're like your
this
brain's
is
not really working that well.
this is what you get.
Uh,
Overtired Tiff. I don't know.
all right.
You
So
have a lot
so
of expectations here.
so OTT. Do you wanna do toilet reaching?
Is toilet reaching? What? Oh,
The yeah, the porcelain confessions.
I'm looking in the camera. Oh, oh, this is funny. If your life had a warning label, what would it say?
Trying to think of something that's not depressing. Uh,
Overly depressed and
or
obsessed with uh Blanchio, whatever that game is.
Balatro is not
Blanchio.
the. You somehow your brain confused the Bellagio Hotel and Casino with
It did.
Balatro.
It did. I mean, it's
Very
like
different
a
things.
poker. It's like poker,
It's
right?
vaguely poker related, yes.
Right. So my
But as
brain
far as
is doing
yeah,
the connecting.
no, hmm.
I mean, I think mine would be uh insomniac overdosing on caffeine.
That's not a
Uh
warning label. You got to make it in the warning
beware she
labels.
bites.
Okay, there we go. Okay, that's a warning label.
It's very funny that that's like an ongoing thing at these events that I do is when I'm on a panel,
You
people
bite
will
people.
say, "Come closer, she doesn't bite." And I go, "Well, if you're in the first or second row, I might." So that's I'm a biter. What can I say? Beware. Oh, I can't hear you, Dan. Your mic came on. Done. Well,
I hit
anyway,
the I hit a little mute button that I didn't realize I hit.
there you go. What were you saying?
Uh you. I'm trying to think. You were saying you bite people, and I was saying because you don't eat all day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you don't eat all day, and then all of a sudden, everyone looks like food to you. That's why you're biting them.
That's some cobbed corn right there.
Speaking of, just quickly, this is sort of related, but not. Have you heard of the video game Peak?
No.
It's like a Steam game that basically your little like crappy little stick like people like they're not
Okay.
well drawn or anything, but you're like characters, whatever, and you're climbing a mountain together. And like there's
Uh
other things that happen, but apparently in the latest update they're adding in if you get too hungry, your teammates start looking like food,
huh.
and they added cannibalism into the game,
That's amazing.
so you
So,
can eat them. But like again, these are like little circle people, like they don't look like real human beings. So I guess it's
right.
fine.
Yeah, that's totally acceptable. I mean, we have cannibal movies, so
Yeah.
it's fine. It's totally fine. Uh no, I don't know. I feel like my warning label would be something around like my brain not functioning at 100% because it's so sleep deprived.
Okay,
I
that's
just
fair.
don't sleep ever.
Let's see. Mine, I just hate waking up in the mornings. So maybe it's something like,
Grouchy riser.
but yeah, beware of grumpiness before 12 p.m.
Yeah, I'm also not a good riser, but I'm not necess I can be very grouchy if I'm woken up. But if I'm just like I know I have to wake up, then I'm more of a I'm delirious because I'm so tired. Like I'm like I'm like trying to force my eyes open because they're wanting to remain shut. Are
That's
you
fair.
like When you say you're not a good riser, where are you
Uh,
on that spectrum? Are you more delirious? Or are you like, I'm gonna cut someone's dick off?
no, like I think like when I wake up in the morning and I for like and like alarms and stuff like for work or whatever, uh, I'm just so tired, and
Mm-hmm.
then it takes me a while to get to like charge to need to like 100%. So like there's the lights again. Go away. So when I wake up, I'll be like on my phone, I guess, for a while, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a shower, and then I will go out into the world, and I will be just tired, and I either just want to listen to like music or podcasts or something until around noon, and then I'm finally awake enough to just be a person.
Human. Wow.
Yeah. Before that, I'm just like, I'm not gonna be like a dick to anyone, but I just don't want to deal with people.
Yeah, you want to be quiet.
I just want to be in
That's
my own little space.
that's why I try not to be on my like I don't like when the first thing I wake up is to grab my phone because I just always start my day off bad when I do that. I feel like if I get up, do my coffee and like routine first, I tend to have a better day. Because when I grab my phone, it like starts my brain at half speed, I think,
Hmm.
from
Maybe.
like doom scrolling.
I mean, in all fairness to the phones, I've been like this since before people had cell phones.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
just
just your
not great
Game
in the
Boy.
morning. No, like it would be like, uh, I have to go to school. This sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And for I never understand. I mean, I do understand now, I guess, but I don't think it was ever a good idea to make kids wake up super, super early in the morning to go to school. Just because I think I read somewhere like you should be sleeping later if you are younger because you need more rest.
Yeah.
And
Brain's developing.
the reason it's earlier is just because people need to be at work at 9
Yeah.
and you can get all the kids to school before people need to be at
Mm-hmm.
work. And I get it. It just
Yeah.
sucks.
Well, kids are supposed to have an earlier bedtime.
That's true. Supposed
So
to.
they balance each other out.
But like sometimes a baseball game's on, you're just like, I'm not going to sleep. I'm waiting until this thing's over. And then it goes to extra innings, and you're
Consequences
like,
of your
oh, now it's
actions.
11:30. Also, the funny thing, like back in the day, like, and I'm back in the dang like 1998 at this point, like way back in the day.
That was when I was
For
born.
me, yeah. But I mean, I was what 8, 9, 9
Yeah, we're
probably
not
when this
that
was
far
happening.
apart.
Um, uh, the TV in my grandma's den, and we lived in my grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was an old dials TV, but it had my I guess with my N64 plugged into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would go and like sneak off in the middle of the night to go play some like N64 or whatever. And I'd have to fucking play with the little dial because it was broken off, and like you had to turn the tiny knob that had an attachment at first. It was a dial, but now it's just a tiny little pin, and I
Yeah.
had to like turn it to make sure it wouldn't wake everyone up. Just remembering that now. And then
Yeah.
I'd go to sleep at like 3 in the morning and wake up tired.
So it started young.
Yeah, I was never a good sleeper. Like
Yeah.
when yeah, even like before my parents got divorced, I remember sneaking on. Remember like for the kids, like little kids, they put up those gates on stairs and stuff.
Yeah. The baby
I would
gates.
sneak
Mm-hmm.
like under the gate. I would like squeeze under the gate and then go down the stairs, and like my dad would be watching TV or whatever, and I'd go watch TV with him. Like it was just like when I was
You
just
just be
like
like, where you come
well,
from?
I was like 3 years old, and I guess they got used to it after a while.
Yeah.
Like I could do that.
Gosh. Yeah. I mean, for me, I guess I've always been a bad sleeper too, except that I was a self soother. So I would be awake, but I would typically lay there and just daydream, and that would
Okay,
satisfy me.
we've
Uh,
definitely have different understandings of the phrase self-soother. Hold on, I said that backwards. Self-soother.
yeah. It's okay. You just sounded like me talking.
Uh,
I mispronounce words all the time. Um,
ruined
but
my own joke.
yeah. uh, but when I got older, it became books, and so I would just read until like the next morning when breakfast was being served, and I'd be like, I didn't sleep at all. I just read through the whole
Yeah.
night. And then I got my Game Boy. My Game Boy Color. It's purple. And
You know, was it the purple see-through one or the purple solid color one?
see-through.
Okay.
Yeah. My
The
Game Boy.
classic one. Yep.
Yep. And I had Pokemon Silver. I that was the first game I was ever obsessed with. That I couldn't put it down. Like I wanted to keep playing was Pokemon
I
Silver.
can relate. Yeah, for me that was Pokemon Blue. I had blue, not
Mm.
red. But like that was like probably the same age as you. Like that was like I have it on Game Boy. Like at that point, it was regular Game Boy or Game Boy Mini. I think. I think it was Game Boy Mini because it was cheaper than a
Yeah.
bigger Game Boy.
I got mine before the Game Boy Advance was a thing.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they had when I
Because
was
the Advanced is when they went uh, horizontal
yes,
versus the vertical ones. And then
yeah,
they had like the Game Boy Micro. And I have that. I have like this special edition red and gold one of that
yeah. We
still.
had. I remember like when I was 3 or whatever, and like I was
Mm-hmm.
at my aunt's house. Like my cousins who were like 10, 15 years older than me had like a regular old school Game Boy and like had Tetris or whatever on it, not much else because they didn't really
Yeah.
play it that much. But it was this big chunky fucking
Oh, the
thing.
gray ones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that was the only option. It was like yeah, the big
Mm-hmm.
gray thing, and the screen's kind
With
of
the
shitty
purple
because
buttons.
it's old. And then by the time I finally got one, they were small. They had made smaller ones, and they
Mm-hmm.
were like probably $100 or so, which is awesome price wise. And then I had Pokemon on it and loved it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Game Boy Color I got with the Pokemon Yellow, so I got the special one, like
Yeah.
the Pikachu on it
Pikachu.
and everything.
Where you actually
And
got
then
to
after
have
that,
Pikachu on your shoulder or with you following you.
well, in the game he'd walk behind you,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time it was also on the Game Boy itself.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I got an advance, and then I think I stopped getting them after that because I was never gonna play them enough to really justify the cost.
Yeah. Uh, I'm trying to think. So,
I got a DS later on, but like way down the line.
yeah, I was like, I think I've gotten every Game Boy. My brothers probably had gotten an original because of our age difference. My eldest brother is your age, I think. And uh
You'd have to ask him, I guess.
yeah, I have too many siblings to remember all their ages. I know roughly what their ages are. But yeah, I've gotten because I even had I forget the Game Boy that opened and closed like this,
Yeah,
and
I think
it
that was
looked
the
like
DS. We lost Tiffany. This is awkward. I don't know if to leave this in or not. I'm guessing she's gonna rejoin soon.
Hello.
Am I usually left or right?
I have
Left,
no
right?
idea. Oh, you're left on the screen.
Okay, good. Then we're okay as far as that. Are you able to turn your screen like sideways?
Don't know. It's gonna be a weird
Um,
angle.
is there an option on there to do landscape? Is what I guess I was asking. Because now you're literally sideways.
It's vertical on my phone. I don't know. Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Hello. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
But yeah. So that is nature's way of saying that the podcast is coming to an end as my
Yeah,
computer died.
I
So
mean, what better way to roll into guest season? Uh, by the podcast just just failing.
hey,
Technically. Anyway,
in the
I guess I guess I'll let you sign off now that we got you back on. I don't know what else to do. Like we kind of did take up a lot of time. I guess your computer thought so at least.
yeah, it was like you guys need to shut up.
Yeah.
Well, Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. We very much appreciate all the support we've been getting. Please make sure to share this out to your friends so they too can have a shitty, toilety, fun having time. But from where you can find all of us is Big Dan for now on Twitch. Make sure to go check him out. You can see him on Instagram and other socials like that, like Twitter or
Yep.
X. And you can find me under T or Nickel pretty much everywhere else for me. But from our bathrooms to yours, we'll see you next week.
The tongue is so pink.